Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just wanted to go into a quick lesson, going into how more and more information about the chariots entering our solar system, and more importantly, the activity that the chariots has increased. And the chariots are the so-called UFOs that Esau Edom has deemed unidentified flying objects, but we know exactly what and who they are. You know, they are the chariots of Israel, the chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, here to come back and bring destruction to this earth and to deliver the Israelites, the elected of the nation of Israel. You know, and this is just going into one clip that, you know, it had already been circulating for a couple of days or maybe a week or so now. But like I said, what you see on the screen is the sun. The black dot or the black little circle with a line going through it, that's what they're using to block out the sun because of course, how bright it is. They trying to use it to block it out so it won't be so, blinding. But what you're going to see is you're going to see an object fly right past. Now, this is in space. They're using a telescope to look into space. And you're going to see an object fly right past it. Now, if you look at the sun, you can see the outline of the sun. And then you're going to look at the difference between the object, which is a chariot that passes right by it. And this is what's coming for Esau Edom, you know. And it's coming to deliver the elect. But this is what's coming for Esau Edom. So without further ado, I'm going to play it.
Something massive has passed in front of the sun yesterday. Look at it. It is massive. This is on 10-minute increments.
Right.
Something
massive. Like I said, it's massive. Because just look at that compared to the sun. Look at the outline of the chariot compared to the sun. Now look at this. It took up the whole screen. It blocked out the whole screen. That's why they called it massive. It's it's I don't know how many times bigger than the sun. And they gave an estimate of how big the sun is. And they said I think they said you're able to fit like 10,000 Earths. I'll look it up real quick. Inside the moon, inside the sun.
Passed in front of the sun yesterday. Look at it. It is massive.
Massive. They said it is massive.
This is on 10-minute increments.
Then I wanted to get this post. It says the James Webb Telescope detects 755 mysterious objects entering our solar system from deep space. So they're detecting other beings and other life forms entering our solar system, but we know exactly who this is and what it is. These are the chariots. They have been knowing about this all this time, but because we're literally seconds away from the return of Yahweh Shah, you know, when I say seconds, I mean according to the time, according to prophecy, because the Lord said we're in the last days, and then we was already it was in the last days when Yahweh Shah was on earth. then we went to the last hours. Now we in like the last seconds. So the fact that we're this close is the reason why this activity has increased tremendously. You know, that's why it's increased. I think it's I think it's an apocrypha. Let me see. I don't forgot how it's worded. Matter of fact, let me get it in here first. Yeah, 2nd Esdras 13:7. It might not even let me get it in here. No. Okay. Let me just get 13 in Second Esdras, chapter 13. This is the Common English Bible. It says, after 7 days, I had a dream during the night, and I looked and saw a wind rising from the sea and stirring up all its waves. As I watched, this wind made something like the figure of a man come out of the heart of the sea. That man was flying among the clouds of heaven. The clouds of heaven is another form or another way of saying the chariots, because the chariots can cloak themselves as a cloud. You know, they can make themselves look like the clouds. Clouds, let's see. Right, this is Psalms 104:3. Who layeth the beam of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So this is letting you know the clouds can be cloaked and look like the chariots. And as a matter of fact, which I have to go and find it, but I have a picture on my phone. I had took a picture of a chariot that was cloaked as a cloud, and I'm gonna make it the thumbnail. You know, so whenever you see it, you would know. I'm gonna make it the thumbnail. But going back to Second Esdras, it says, whenever he turned his face to look, everything that fell under his gaze trembled. Wherever an utterance came from his mouth, all who heard his voice melted as wax melts when it feels the fire, meaning those laser beams coming out the chariots. And that's something that Esau Edom always showcase. If a so-called UFO come out, it is going to shoot laser beams. They already know. They already done seen it. They done seen it many a time. Where do you think they got the idea from? It says, I kept watching these things, and this is talking about when Yahweh Shah returns in World War III, in the midst of the Battle of Armageddon. I kept watching these things, and an innumerable multitude of people came together from the four winds of the heaven, meaning all these countries came together to fight against the man who had come from the sea. Meaning all these countries was at war with each other, but when the chariots came, and this is an unknown threat to humanity, as they would say, just like they show in movies, they put their differences aside to try to fight this common enemy, which they're going to lose horribly. I watched as he carved a great mountain for himself and flew onto it. Now this great mountain is the chariot, the fathership. This is where Yahweh Shai is going to return in, the fathership. It said, I tried to see what the region or place from which the mountain was carved, but I couldn't. Meaning, the chariot just came out of nowhere. Just like they seen on that video. In the beginning, it said, it is massive. She said something went by that telescope and it was massive. Or went past the sun. And she was like, it is massive. That's what, it's the same thing that Ezra saw. Saying he tried to see the region of the place. He called it a mountain. And if we know how big, let's see. Let me get that real quick. Let's see if we can get something like that. Yeah, look at this. Matter of fact, let's get this one. A mountain compared to man versus mountain. Now look how massive that mountain is, and look how tiny this person is on the picture. That's the comparison that he gave. He said he was trying to look to see where this mountain just appeared from. It's just like you driving somewhere, and you know what I'm saying. You it's open road, and you look to the left and look to the right, and then you look straight ahead, and this big old mountain just came out of nowhere, and you trying to figure out where it come from. This is like what Ezra saw, but the mountain was a chariot, and he seen the chariot come out of nowhere, just appear. You know, it came from that fourth dimension to our dimension, you know, and it came to deliver the elect. Let's see if they get one more. Yeah, there's a comparison. All right, you can use this one. Look how massive this mountain is compared to the man. This is what Ezra was seeing. He saw a chariot though. He was given a comparison of how big, how massive the chariot was compared to everything else, and the mountain was the only thing he had to compare it to. But just giving just painting a picture of how massive the chariot is gonna be. It's like comparing a man to a mountain. You know, it was something else I was gonna get. I forgot. I get it in the KJV. This is 2nd Esdras 13:7. But I would have, verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not, because it came from another dimension. It wasn't here. It's like out of nowhere, the whole earth was just filled with a chariot. And the chariot is gonna fill all the chariots are gonna fill the sky, with the fathership being the most massive one, filling the entire earth. You know? Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna look up. Filling the entire earth. It says the sun is approximately 1.4 million kilometers or 900,000 miles in diameter. This immense of size is such that about 1.3, I was way off, 1.3 million Earths could fit inside it. It is the largest object in our solar system, though it is considered an average sized star compared to other stars in the universe. So come on, man. The chariot was way larger than the sun. Come on, man. It was way larger. It said something. It was massive. They said it was massive on the video. Passed right past the sun. Let me play it one more time.
Something massive has passed in front of the sun yesterday. Look at it. It is massive. This is on 10-minute increments.
Come on, man. Oh, man. I mean,
You don't have to be.
Come on, man. So, what is Esau going to do? What is these other nations going to do? They have no chance of fighting against the Lord. But like we read, it said they're going to try it. We finna see the greatest display of power ever. The greatest display of power ever. With that, on that note, Lord wills edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.